Okay,
What? You were standing right
guys, on 1 and 2, let's do one together, but you guys are gonna have to do it. It says tangent of 100, so what should we, and we're doing this calculated problem. What should we do first with our calculator for 1A?
Degree.
Make sure it's set up in degrees. Most of your calculators have a little D or R at the top, so you can tell.
Yes. I'm gonna steal a calculator.
So, and just like yesterday, it says 4 significant digits. Well, actually, that's different than yesterday. What do they mean by 4 significant digits?
Digits
Or
that
is
are
that
significant
zero?
to the number.
Okay.
It can be 0 if it's in between.
Yeah.
It's the first 4 digits that come up. So it's not saying round to the 4th decimal place. It's saying, like, it could be 32.47, or it could be 0.3895, or whatever. But you should have 4 digits in the answer. So has anybody plugged in number 1A yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Negative 5.67.
Okay, yeah, 4 digits. Not the 4th decimal place like yesterday, just 4 digits. Okay, so this is why they're doing it, because it says cotangent on 276, but cotangent's not in your calculators, so what are we going to do about that?
1 over.
Yes, you can plug in 1 over tangent of 276.
Whoa.
What'd you get?
Negative 0.105.
Ew.
Wait, does that
Yes.
go with sign?
Where is he?
Secant goes with
It's
cosine.
1 over. Oh, that's cosine.
Okay,
Okay, now you skip.
C is cosecant of 5, so what should we do for that one?
1 over sine.
1 over sine, change your calculator to radians. Did you guys catch that? Take that as a no. Okay, how do I know it's in radians?
Because
No
there's
degree.
There's no degree symbol.
What?
Did you almost say what the skivity?
No.
Admit it.
You would never
Jade.
know.
You,
Somebody
you're
wrote
off the
that
deep end, Mr.
on- Somebody wrote that on.
Someone said what the skivity on your board? Who would ever do that?
Was that you? Was it you yesterday?
It's definitely.
No. Actually, it wasn't in the office. Well, if y'all are radians, no.
Okay, D is secant, so that's 1 over cosine.
What?
Hope, are you behind?
Oh.
Wait, is cot tangent?
1 over tangent, yes. Cotangent.
This makes sense. That's a lot of numbers.
What's your favorite joke for science story?
Doesn't exist.
Ooh. What about Shake It Off by Katy Perry?
That's
I can't, okay.
Did you say that to make him mad?
I would never. I'm a kind of person.
Grant's basically a saint. Saint Grant is what we call him.
No one calls me that. Maybe my grandma.
Your grandma?
No, they would say like,
my grandma.
what
That's
grandma's
such
fine.
a mean thing to say.
Yeah, my cousin, whenever she writes me like a letter, she says Master Grant.
Do you do it in mid part or on the way?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3, you cannot use your calculator. Well, you could, but it won't help as much.
I'm gonna die.
3 says write it as reference angles. So this is what we were doing at the beginning of yesterday.
No.
Okay, so sine of 195. I always draw a picture to help us visualize. What quadrant would 195 degrees be in?
3.
It'd be over here, because this is 180. Alright, the reference angle, remember, is how far is it away from the x-axis? How many degrees off is it? 15. So we're going to put sine of 15, but also is sine positive or negative in the third quadrant? Third quadrant. Is it positive or negative down here? Negative. So we're going to put
Is it
negative.
because it's to the left or because it's like down?
Sine is based on the y value, so it's negative down here. And you could check your answer, like if you plug in sine of 195 and negative sine of 15, are they the same answer? That's what we're saying, they are the same. It'd be a lot of work, but. Okay, B, secant.
Yes.
Alright, let's start with 280. Where's 280 at?
So,
Yeah, this is 270 right here, so 280 makes it all the way to about right there. So how far is 280 from the x-axis, from 360? 80. So we're going to put secant of 80, but then we need to figure out, is it positive or negative? Okay, secant is, remember, goes with cosine. So is cosine positive or negative in the fourth quadrant? It's positive. Did you guys write those tables down? These three? I don't know if table is the right word, but picture. Can't see the flag anymore. I wonder what that lady's reaction was on election day.
You should have seen those reactions of like,
Donald Trump! Our country saved. We saved it.
God has shown us grace another
She
day.
was probably weeping.
Well, I'll take you credit.
Oh, Trump! Thank you
All
for
of
saving
our
us.
political moments are on the toilet.
During a debate, that's just where she's at.
Yeah.
She's a TV in there?
Yeah.
No, they have a phone. Why do they have a TV on the toilet?
Because why not? It's an
Is
investment.
that their like?
You
Is that
can
their
see
hub?
every
Is that
pixel
like-
of Trump's face on the big
Is
TV.
that what it is?
They just put like a stall, like TV.
This
along the
conversation's
entire
going
stall.
downhill. Alright,
There's a jumbo Trump.
tangent of negative 140. What quadrant is negative 140 in?
The third quadrant.
Yeah. How far is that from negative 180 or 180? 40 degrees. So it's tangent of 40. Is tangent positive or negative in the third quadrant? Positive. It's positive in the first and the third.
No.
Come on, Skip.
We didn't do
I
tangent.
forgot that.
We did not do tangent yesterday.
That
Okay,
boy think he is Scooby.
D is secant of 2. Okay, this is ramping up the difficulty. Because
I don't like radians.
it's radians. So pi radians is 3.14 radians. 2 pi radians is 6.28. Half a pi is 1.57, half of this. Then 1.5 pi is like these two added together. Okay, so what quadrant is 2 in? Yeah, somewhere over here. So instead of figuring out how far is it from 180, we need to figure out how far is it from 3.14. So 3.14 minus 2 is 1.14. So it's secant 1.14. Secant is based off of cosine. So is cosine positive or negative?
Are you good, Brayden?
Yeah.
Coach.
what's for lunch today?
Pizza.
Ew.
What the? Dude, bro.
I'm gonna
The
ask-
pizza's
How can pizza
good.
be bad? It's not
No,
possible.
it's of course nasty pizza.
The pizza isn't that bad.
Bolivia.
You know, I'm not sure.
I'm just trying to make up for the way you walked into the house yesterday and go, oh, portions in the freezer. Just have lunch.
Bro, yeah, you were
She'll say,
chowing.
I really,
there'll be something else.
you're the one that like made all
Bro, I
this
swear,
food.
you probably have a separate fridge in your room, like
You're
just
the
for
one
you.
that ate the rest of the cake.
But,
It was
I don't have
one
it in the house,
piece.
maybe.
Yeah, you ate it like one bite.
2.
well,
Oh, I know.
I
Sorry.
don't think you get it.
Okay. Number 5.
yeah.
Tangent of 820. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that one's going around the circle a couple times, right? Because 2 revolutions, 2 360s is 720. So this is like 2 revolutions plus another 100 degrees. So what quadrant are we in?
The second.
Yeah, 100 degrees would be past 90. And how far are we from the x-axis?
80.
So it's tangent of 80. And is tangent positive or negative in the second quadrant? Negative. B, secant 290.
Do we just stop at 6?
Nah. 290 is,
Do you really think that would work?
Why don't you choose that number?
What?
You think that would work?
Yeah.
He's the goat.
Why did you choose
okay. 290 is in the fourth quadrant because it's past 270. It is 70 degrees short of 360. So it's going to be secant of 70. Secant is based off of cosine. Is cosine positive or negative in the fourth quadrant?
Positive.
Positive, so we're just going to leave that alone. C, cotangent 185. 185 just barely makes it into the third quadrant because it's 5 degrees past 180. So it's going to be cotangent of 5. Cotangent is based, are we doing degrees? I forgot, it is degrees, yeah, of course. Then is tangent positive or negative in the third quadrant?
It is positive.
Positive. D,
Let's go.
cosecant of 4. Let's go back up to my picture up here. 4 is going to be a little bit shy. It's going to be about right here. Not going to quite make it to this, so it's in the third quadrant. We need to figure out how far is it away from the x-axis from 3.14. So if we subtract that, so we get 0.86. Was it cotangent? I forgot. Cosecant. Okay, so we'll have cosecant of 0.86. Cosecant's based off of sine. Is sine positive or negative in the third quadrant? Negative. So it's negative cosecant 0.86.
Wait, sine is cosecant?
Yep,
Wait, then what's secant?
cosine.
Oh.
They're kind of backwards to how they sound. Except for cotangent, it goes with what it sounds like. There is a reason for that. But, yeah. Okay, then what did I put? 13, 14? 13, 13, 18. Oof. Oof.
You can just do 13 if you
Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. We do kind of need the SOHCAHTOA stuff for this, but it says pi over 2 to pi.
Can you write skib in the calculator?
What?
Skibidi in the calculator?
Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit harder than I anticipated. Because of the pi over 2 and pi thing, I didn't really look that close to that. What quadrant is pi over 2 and between pi over 2 and pi? What quadrant is that? Second quadrant. This is pi over 2. This is pi. So they're talking about the second quadrant. Sine, like on the SOHCAHTOA, what does sine tell us? The what and the what? Opposite of hypotenuse. So the opposite side will be like the side that's far away from the angle right here. And the hypotenuse, of course, would be like this thing right here. So the opposite is 5, and the hypotenuse is 13. Okay, we're going to need to find the adjacent, which would be this side. So how am I going to find this side?
13 squared minus 5 squared.
Yeah. X squared plus 5 squared equals 13 squared, Pythagorean theorem, or you could go backwards. 13 squared minus 5 squared equals x squared. You guys remember that? 5, 12, 13 was one of our triangles. Anyways. Then we're supposed to state the other 5 trig functions. So they gave us sine, so that means, here, I'm gonna go ahead and write the sine one down just to, it'll help. They gave us this one, but I'll go ahead and write it. Okay, what goes with sine? What's the reciprocal of sine?
CSC.
Cosecant. Cosine. Tangent. Cotangent. If you pair them up like this, it'll make our answers easier to find. Okay, what is cosine supposed to tell us with SOHCAHTOA?
Opposite over hypotenuse.
That's sine.
Oh,
Ca,
adjacent.
adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent
What you doing?
hypotenuse. Okay, here's the thing though. This 12, since we're going backwards, is actually a negative 12 because the x value is going to the left. So instead of putting adjacent 12, hypotenuse 13, it's negative 12. 13. All right, tangent is what over what? Opposite over adjacent. So what's the opposite of this angle? 5 adjacent,
Negative 12.
so it's negative 5 twelfths. Okay, how do I do this? This is much easier now. These, yeah, cosecant is sine flipped, it's reciprocal. So, upside down. The negative does not go away, it's just fraction flips. I'll say, we'll just go to 16, that's probably enough. We'll do one more. Uno más.
Wait, what?
On 14, it says x is between negative pi over 2 and 0. What quadrant would that be if it's between negative pi over 2? So this is pi over 2, so where's negative pi over 2? It's right here. So between negative pi over 2 and 0, they're talking about the 4th quadrant. In the 4th quadrant, the x value should be positive, but the y value should be negative when you go to do your triangle. Alright. Uno más. 15. Between pi and 2 pi. Ooh, what a mess. That's actually more than one quadrant.
You should just not do it.
For
Nah,
oh.
disagree. Are you gonna cry? You're gonna cry. Hey, if you're crying over homework, too bad. Where is pi? What's between pi and 2 pi? What quadrants would that be? 3 and 4. So, in this region. Okay, tangent equals 3 over 4. Well, there's only one quadrant where tangent is positive. Out of between 3 and 4, there's only one quadrant where tangent is positive. You guys remember which one it is? It's 3. So it's actually just 3rd quadrant. No, not both. All right. Let me make the little thing. Oops. Okay, so we know tangent on this one. we're in the third quadrant. So what is tangent supposed to tell us? What over what? SOHCAHTOA, so it's telling us what over what? Opposite over adjacent. So if this is like our angle in the third quadrant, the opposite side is 3. So that'd be like this. Actually, it would be like a -3. Because it's going down. The adjacent side is 4. But it's going left, so it'd be like a -4. And this time we don't know the hypotenuse. They call it the radius on this, but it's basically the hypotenuse. So how are we going to find this? 3 squared plus 4 squared. Do you guys remember this? 3, 4 blank?
Yeah.
3, 4 what? 5. Yeah, this comes out as 25. They always count the hypotenuse as positive. It's going kind of all over the place, but it's just a positive 5. Okay, so sine of this angle, what's sine supposed to tell us? Opposite over hypotenuse. So -3/5. Cosine is supposed to tell us adjacent over hypotenuse. And that's the hard part, because all these are just reciprocal, so you just flip them upside down. Alright, 16. Which one was it? Okay, where's 0 and pi at? From where to where? What's between? Yeah, so it's like the top two. But tangent or cotangent is negatives in which of those quadrants?
Hello. Talk to.
The second quadrant. So basically, we gotta use the second quadrant.
What's your favorite talk?
So on 16, you guys know cotangent is tangent upside down, right? So instead of opposite over adjacent, they're telling you the adjacent over the opposite. 0 and pi, that's in the first, between 0 and pi is in the first two quadrants. But tangent or cotangent is negative only in the second quadrant. So you're setting up a second quadrant picture with your triangle. So it looks something like this. So instead of opposite over adjacent, it's adjacent over opposite. So the adjacent would be what? It's -12/5, so what would the adjacent be? What are you talking about? -12. Cotangent equals adjacent over opposite instead of opposite over adjacent. So the adjacent is going to be -12. It's like going backwards 12. And the opposite is going to be 5. Then you have to find hypotenuse. Are you going on a prayer walk? It does look nice outside.
Mr. Drew, do you find Skippy funny?
Do I find Skippy toilet what?
Funny?
No. Complete meaninglessness. supposed to be funny?
No,
Is this supposed to have any meaning?
I don't really pay attention to that.
Right.
He's your guy.
Then why have you said it a million times in the last 2 years? Probably.
You missed it yet.
Yeah, what?
On number 14, would all the numbers be positive since it's cosine it's in quadrant 4?
No. In quadrant 4, the y value is negative.
Wouldn't this one be?
So it's -7, right?
In quadrant 4, the x value is positive,
Oh,
the y value is negative.
Good.
So cosine is adjacent hypotenuse. 24 is like the x value. 25 is like the hypotenuse.
So 16 would just be negative? Or only the x?
In the second quadrant, the x is negative, the y is positive. You guys actually finished?
Yeah.
Dude, Mr. Jordan is impressed.
It was
Let's just pick. Awkward.
I don't remember if it does.
That's all we figured it by tomorrow morning.
Sorry, the brain rot is like really getting to me right now.
It is.
Well, we'll review it before then.
I was like yesterday with my city shoes on. Because that came off this boot.
I can't stop thinking about it. No. Wait.
Don't get into that.
Oh, I've been recording.